All right, we are live. All right, what's going on, everybody? So, today we're going to be talking about how to stop eating junk food so you can actually start losing body fat. My name is Coach Sam. I'm a fitness coach. I've lost 100 pounds of body fat myself, and now I help other people do the same. So, if you're somebody who's trying to lose body fat and you really struggle with eating the junk food, pay attention because this is really going to help you out. Now, when you're trying to lose body fat, you know you shouldn't be eating junk food. So, how do we stop? Number one, you need to have a meal plan and you need to meal prep. This means I'm going to know exactly what it is I'm going to be eating. I have a plan of eating and I already have my food prepared. We do this so that there is no room for temptation. You ever heard that saying, failure to plan is planning to fail? When you go into the week, when you go into your days with a plan, I know what I'm going to eat. It makes it so much easier to avoid the bad stuff. This way you're not thinking on the fly. So here's a meal plan example that I follow, and you can kind of follow something similar to this if you're trying to lose body fat as well too. But this is my personal meal plan. For breakfast at 10 a.m., I have 9 ounces of chicken breast and 4 cups of mixed vegetables. For lunch at 4 p.m., I have 9 ounces of chicken breast and 4 cups of mixed vegetables. For dinner at 8 p.m., I have 9 ounces of 96% lean ground beef, 4 ounces of baked potatoes, and 4 cups of mixed veggies. And my snack at 10 p.m. is 1 Quest protein bar. Now, if you notice here, I know exactly what I'm going to be eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and my snack. So 3 weeks from now, I can tell you what I'm going to have for dinner because I already have a plan. I'm not guessing. The other thing that I do is I give myself specific times to eat my meals. Once again, there's no guesswork. And guess what? If life happens and I need to modify the plan, I can easily do this. I can eat my breakfast at 12 p.m. I can eat my breakfast at 1 p.m. if necessary. But you want to have a plan already laid out. So once again, there's no room for temptation. I know I'm not going to eat a bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm not going to eat a muffin. I'm not going to have a milkshake for breakfast because I have a meal plan that I have committed myself to following. And when you have a meal plan and you commit yourself to following it, you lose body fat and you get results. That's like the most important thing that you need, having a plan. Now, here are some rules that you want to follow when it comes to making a fat loss meal plan. Number one, you're going to do 3 meals a day. Each one of these meals should have 5 to 9 ounces of a protein that is weighed after it's cooked and have 4 cups of vegetables. So 5 ounces of protein for women, 9 ounces of protein for men. The protein source can be any type of lean meat, fish, etc. that you want. And also have 1 snack option that can be fruit, Greek yogurt, a protein bar, a protein shake, nuts, etc. But it should be something healthy. It should not be M&Ms. We can't realistically be thinking we're going to be losing body fat if we're eating ice cream. So 1 healthy snack a day. Point number 3, you want to pick a time that you're going to be eating each meal. And if you need to adjust the time the day of, it is what it is, but have a time. You want to, like, we're creatures of habit. We want to have a schedule that we follow. Okay. Point number 4, if you have a special event or a trip coming up, you create a plan for that day or those days. Having an imperfect plan is better than having no plan at all. So if you know you're going to be going on a trip and you can't stick to your regular meal your regular meal plan, guess what? We create a custom meal plan for that trip. If we go into a party, if we have to go to a festival and I can't, it's not business as usual, I'm going to still create a plan for that day. Going into the day with a plan is always going to beat the person or beat the scenario where you have no plan and you just guessing. I've made that mistake before. I know I'm going to a party, no meal plan. I didn't prepare. You end up eating a whole bunch of carbs and sugar and grease. And now you set yourself back on your fitness goals. But there are times when I knew I was going to a party, so I pre-planned. I know, all right, I'm going to this party. They're not going to have healthy options. So I'm going to make sure I hit the gym early in the day. I got to wake up early. I hit the gym early. I did my cardio. For breakfast, I'm going to keep it real strict. For lunch, I'm going to keep it real strict. And when I go to that party, I know they're not going to have healthy options. You know what? Let me stop by a diner or a restaurant before I go there. Let me get something that's going to fit within my goals and take it to the party with me. Or maybe they do have healthy options there, but I know they're going to have a lot of junk. So I'm going to pre-plan in my mind that I'm only going to eat the healthy stuff first. I'm going to get full on the healthy stuff first. And then later on, if I want a little treat, I might have a little treat. But you always want to have a plan, especially when there's like a change in your life. You got to go. Maybe you taking a flight. Have a plan. Don't go to the airport with no plan. You're begging yourself to fail on you following that meal plan for the day. Number 2, not only do we need a plan, but we also should definitely be meal prepping. So you want to have your food already prepared. And if you have your meals already prepared, like I have my food already in my freezer. I have some meals already in my fridge. I'm so much like I'm not going to grab the tempting option because I already have my meal made for me. So if you struggle with eating junk and eating food that you know is not good for you, have a meal plan and have the food already prepared so that you're more likely to grab the good stuff instead of the bad stuff. And now, if you're somebody who doesn't like to meal prep, who doesn't like to cook, what I like to do is I like to get the frozen food. This way, all I need to do is plate it and then warm it up in the microwave. Or you can use a meal prep company where they cook the food for you. All you need to do is put it in the microwave. But regardless, you got to be willing to sacrifice or prepare in order for you to succeed. Right now, if you don't have the body that you want, the health that you want because of your normal day-to-day habits, understand that whatever I'm doing right now is leading to failure. So I need to change what I'm currently doing. And if you can get into that mindset where I will do whatever it takes for me to reach this fitness goal or whatever goal it is that you have, you'll be successful with it. Point number 2, if you struggle with eating junk food, throw away the junk. Throw away the junk food. Simple as that. If I like Oreos and I don't want to eat Oreos, I'm not going to buy Oreos. And if I already have Oreos, I'm throwing it away. All right. If it's not in your house, you can't eat it. Clean out your pantries, clean out your freezer, your fridge. Do not keep temptation around you. Quick story. 2 nights ago, I woke up craving chocolate and snacks. I mean, it's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the cravings kicked in like crazy. So I get up, I go to my fridge, open the fridge. Guess what I saw? I saw some cherries. I wanted chocolate and chips, but all I had access to was cherries. So I grabbed a few cherries, ate them, went back to bed, and I woke up that morning 2 pounds lighter. Now, if I would have had chips and cookies and chocolate and ice cream like in my home in front of me when I opened up that fridge, I probably would have eaten it. And instead of waking up 2 pounds lighter, I probably would have woken up 2 pounds heavier. So let me drill this point home for you. If you are serious about losing body fat and you really want to reach your fitness goal, throw away the junk food. Do not have temptation around you if you don't want to be tempted. Simple as that. Point number 3, have healthy alternatives. So I want you to cement in your mind that I will not eat junk food no matter what. And guess what? If it's a day where you are seriously craving that junk food, maybe that fast food or that chocolate or that ice cream, the only option that you should have in your mind is I'm going to pick a healthier alternative for that treat or for that junk food that I want. So if I want cookies, I'm going to eat a protein cookie. If I want ice cream, I'm going to eat low-calorie ice cream. If I want chocolate, I'm going to grab a protein bar. If I want a muffin, I'm going to get a protein muffin. If I want burgers and fries, I'm not going to McDonald's. I'm going to make homemade burgers and homemade fries. It's going to be half the calories. If I want soda, I'm going to drink diet soda. You want to pick the healthiest option. And mind you, this is not an everyday thing. This is like a 1 time a week thing or 2 time a week thing. You know what I'm saying? But we're not picking that bad option. We're going to pick the healthiest option that we can, the healthiest alternative that we can. Quick story. My client, Gail, I don't know if he's in here right now watching this, but he told me on our check-in, right, on Friday call, he was like, at work, they brought in baked goods. So they had cookies and muffins, and I seen it. And in the moment, I fought the urge for it. Like I fought the urge. I didn't have no cookies. I didn't have any muffins while I was at work, right? But later in the day, I was still craving it. So me and my wife, we went and we picked up some protein cookies and we had that. And I was so proud of that because, yeah, you fought the urge in a moment. And even though you were still craving it, you didn't go to the grocery store and get regular cookies and regular muffins. You got a protein cookie. So you chose an alternative that would satisfy that craving, but would not derail you from reaching your fitness goals. And that's what I want for you. Whenever you are craving junk food, fight the urge. But if the cravings are crazy, pick the healthier alternative. Like if I want ice cream, I'm just going to go get some Halo Top low calorie ice cream. All right. The next point is this. If you're trying to lose body fat and you just like are addicted to junk food and addicted to, like the bad stuff, this is what I highly recommend you do. You want to eat 2 to 3 high protein meals a day. So 2 to 3 meals a day that have a lot of protein on the plate. The reason why you want to do that is because that's going to keep you fuller and make you less hungry. And you're going to be less likely to eat the bad stuff if you're not that hungry. Okay, so here's a rule. 3 meals a day. Each one of those meals needs to have 5 to 9 ounces of a protein source, 4 cups of vegetables on that plate. Why? Because you're going to get full off of what's good, and you're going to have less room in your stomach, and you're going to be less tempted to eat junk food. Like I know me, like if I don't eat all day and I'm just nibbling on stuff here and there and I'm hungry, it's going to be easy for me to eat chips and junk food. But if I eat my 3 solid meals a day, my chicken and my broccoli or my steak and my asparagus, and I'm full off of the whole nutritious foods, the cravings are not going to be as strong. And I'm going to have way more willpower. All right. So make sure you are eating at least 2 to 3 high protein meals a day. Next point is this. You got to decide whether or not you really, really want this. So if you're somebody, you say you want to lose body fat, you say you want to have the body of your dreams, but you keep on putting yourself in situations where you are eating junk food. Maybe you keep on buying junk food. Maybe you have not thrown away the junk food. You haven't cleared it out your home. Maybe you refuse to make a meal plan for yourself. You refuse to meal prep. You refuse to prepare yourself to succeed. That right there sounds like a mental obstacle that you need to get over. You need to ask yourself, like, do I really expect to get a 6-pack eating like this? Do I really expect to lose weight eating like this? Do I really expect to look toned if I continue eating like this? And if this is something that you really want, you got to decide that I am willing to do whatever it takes to get to my fitness goal. And my final point is this. You will lose weight and build muscle if you follow this diet. You do 1 hour of cardio every day and you lift weights at least 3 days a week. So if you're somebody who is trying to lose body fat and build some muscle, it will happen if you follow this diet, do 1 hour of cardio every day, and you lift weights at least 3 days a week. Okay, the diet is this. You're going to eat 5 to 9 ounces of a protein source with vegetables, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eat 1 healthy snack a day, which could be fruit or Greek yogurt, etc. You do your 1 hour of cardio every day, and you lift weights 3 days a week, and you do that consistently, you will lose body fat and build muscle. That is a guarantee. Now, this is my presentation for you, so that's all I got. Now we're going to open it up for some Q&A. So let's get to it. So the way I'm going to structure this Q&A is this. Number 1, state what your goal is, and then ask your question, but do it all in one message. So maybe it might say something like this. My goal is to lose 30 pounds. I need a meal plan because I don't know what to eat. So state what your goal is and ask your question. This way I have more context on what you need. In the meantime, while I wait for some questions to come in, you can download my fitness app if you need a meal plan and a workout plan to get started on. Right. And that's for the people who just want to have a meal plan, have a workout plan, and just go at it at your own pace, do your thing on your own. My app is $10 a year, and I have some free stuff on there as well. The name of the app is Better You better society. Like I said, it's $10 a year, not a month, a year. All right. It's Better You, Better Society on the App Store. For the people who want one-on-one support, like you want a full plan mapped out and you want to like work with somebody one-on-one, you can click the link in my bio, fill out the application, and get on the call for tomorrow. All right. So like I said, when you're doing the Q&A, this is how you structure it. Number one, if you have a question, in one message, state what your goal is and ask your question all in one message. All right. So Leonard Dima. All right. My goal is to lose 60 pounds. How many cups of veggies per meal do I need? 4 cups of veggies for each meal. You could do 3, but I like doing 4 because that's going to give you enough fiber. If you're eating 4 cups of veggies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's going to give you approximately 24 grams of fiber, depending on the veggies. But that's how much you should be eating per meal. And it's going to help keep you full. My goal is to lose a lot of weight. Okay, sorry. My goal is to lose as much weight as possible, but be able to work out and have strength. I weigh 260. I want to be under 200. Okay, Cherry, I got you. So this is a plan that you can follow. I'm going to give you a full plan. I'm going to lay out the whole thing for you to help you lose 60 pounds and build some muscle in the process. Okay, so this is the meal plan. For breakfast, now I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to make it very specific. Understand that you can tweak it as you need, right? But this is going to be the plan. For breakfast, you can do a protein shake, 2 scoops of protein powder, sugar-free almond milk. For lunch, do 8 ounces of chicken breast, a side of veggies. For dinner, 8 ounces of chicken breast again with a side of veggies. If you don't feel like doing chicken breast and you want to switch it up every now and then, you can pick any other type of meat. Doesn't matter too much. As a snack, I want you to do either a protein shake or a protein bar, or you can do some fruit. Now, that's the meal plan that I want you to follow every day. I also want you to do 60 minutes bare minimum of cardio every day. That can be you walking on the treadmill. You can get on the Stairmaster. It can be the elliptical, etc. But 60 minutes every day. And then finally, you should be lifting weights 3 days a week. A beginner gym routine that you could follow is 3 full body workouts. So that might be 4 sets of squats, 4 sets of walking lunges, 4 sets of push-ups, 4 sets of lat pull downs for your back. And you would just follow that routine week after week. And if you do that strictly, you will melt body fat off. Like you will drop this 60 pounds in about 6 to 8 months. Now, here's the other thing. If you need energy for your workouts, like let's say you're feeling really sluggish, then you can have some carbs in the meal before you go to the gym. And if you go to the gym first thing in the morning, you can eat a banana or 2 before you actually start working out to give you some fuel for your workouts. Can you still shed fat on this plan even if you don't have much fat on you? Okay, so this is the plan. The plan was do 5 to 9 ounces of a protein source with 4 cups of vegetables for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And as a snack on fruit, a protein bar, or a protein shake. You're asking, will you still shed fat even if you don't have a lot of body fat to lose? Yes, you still will shed fat. You 100% will. I highly recommend that you lift weights at least 3 to 4 days a week as well. That's going to encourage your body to hold on to as much muscle as possible while you're losing the body fat. I don't have a gym in my place. What do you suggest as a workout plan? So you can do at-home workouts. So let's say you did 3 full body workouts at home. It could be like this. You could do 4 sets of squats, 4 sets of lunges, 4 sets of push-ups, 4 sets of pull-ups. And for the rep count, just do as many reps as you can. Go to failure. Do you weigh the meat before or after cooking? You want to weigh it after cooking. So if I'm telling you as a guy, do 8 ounces of chicken breast, 4 cups of veggies, you want to weigh the food after it's cooked. So that's 8 ounces after the chicken has been cooked. I'm 378, 5'11", and goal weight I want to be is around 220. Okay, so you are 378 pounds and you want to weigh 220 pounds. So for you to do this, this might take you about a year and a half, but this would be the principles that I would follow. I would eat a meat and a vegetable for every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'd probably have some carbs like rice or potatoes with one meal a day. Bare minimum, do 60 minutes of cardio every day and lift weights 3 to 4 days a week. Now, you should be following that meal plan no matter what. Even if you're going to a party, if you're going to a restaurant, that plate needs to have a protein source and some vegetables. The only thing you should be snacking on is fruit. Cut out all the junk food. Don't even buy it anymore. And if you can stick to that consistently, you'll be able to drop this weight. Like I said, it'll take about a year and a half, but you'll get it done. Can you show what 4 cups of vegetables looks like? I can't do it right now. Is it 60 minutes straight? Is it 60 straight minutes of cardio? It doesn't matter. As long as you get 60 minutes done a day. If you want to do 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night, that's cool. You want to do 15 minutes at 4 different times of the day, that's cool as well. I want to lose 50 pounds and plan. I'm at 3. I don't understand. Look, when you're asking the question, try to ask the question like very coherently. So state what your goal is. Hey, I want to lose 70 pounds. The question is, I weigh 340 and I want to lose 70 pounds. What is a good meal plan that I can follow? You know, like be more coherent with your question because I don't understand the way some of these questions are asked. My goal is to lose 60 pounds. When you say have some sugar-free almond milk with 2 scoops of protein powder, how much almond milk? 12 ounces or 16? So 8 ounces of almond milk, but to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter. Sugar-free almond milk has like 30 calories per serving. So whether or not you do 8, 12, or 16, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. The 3 meals you mentioned will go under my protein goal of 160. Will I still lose weight? The 3 meals you mentioned will go under my protein goal of 160. Will I still lose the weight? Okay, so you will still lose weight if you don't eat enough protein, but you're not going to maximize the amount of muscle you can build while you're losing this weight. So in order to make sure that you hit your protein goal, you still want to do the 3 meals a day where you're doing 5 to 6 ounces of a protein source in the vegetables, but you can add in a protein shake on top of that as a snack. So if you do a protein shake that is 2 scoops of protein powder and some sugar-free almond milk, that right there is approximately 40 to 50 grams of protein. If you do that shake in the 3 meals, that most definitely should have you over 160 grams of protein. I'm currently 256 and I want to get down to 200 pounds and have muscle. So if I was you in your situation, like the advice doesn't change, but I would do 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, I do a protein shake. Lunch and dinner, I do 9 ounces of chicken breast or 96% lean ground turkey or 96% lean ground beef, but it's 9 ounces of meat, 4 cups of vegetables. As a snack, I would probably do a protein shake or some fruit. I would do 1 hour of cardio every morning when I wake up. And then 4 days a week, I would go to the gym in the evening or the afternoon and lift weights. That's what I would do. And I would just stay consistent with that Monday through Sunday, even on the weekends. And you would drop 56 pounds. It might take you about 5-6 months, but you'd get that done. Does it matter how you cook the veggies? No. The way you want to cook your veggies is you just don't want to add butter or oil or any type of grease to it. But other than that, you're fine. I want to lose 30 pounds. What plan should I follow? I currently weigh 164 pounds. All right, so a woman that weighs 164 that wants to lose 30 pounds, here's an example plan you can follow. You can do a protein shake for breakfast. For lunch, you can do 7 ounces of ground turkey with a side of veggies. For dinner, you can do 7 ounces of ground turkey with a side of veggies. You can also add in half a sweet potato. And as a snack, you can do a protein bar, or you can do 1 serving of fruit. 1 hour of cardio every day. If you can't fit in 60 minutes, just do 45 minutes, but try to get that in. Next would be lift weights 3 days a week. The weightlifting, it doesn't really matter. It could be at home with dumbbells. It could be at the gym, but just try to get in 3 days consistently of weightlifting. It could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You do that eventually you will drop 30 pounds. It might take you 3 months, could take you 4 months. I'm 53. I weigh 150 pounds. My goal is to lose 12 pounds. Same thing. If I'm in your shoes for breakfast, I would pick a protein, do that with some veggies. So I might do 1 cup of egg whites, 2 eggs, side of veggies. For lunch, I would do any type of meat. So I might do steak or fish or chicken with some veggies. Dinner, same exact thing. As a snack, do some fruit or Greek yogurt, do something healthy. Get in an hour of cardio every day and continue to lift weights at least 3 to 4 days a week. You'll drop the weight like that. I need to lose fat and build my glute muscles. I am 69 kg and I desire to be 63. What is my protein goal and exercises be like? So if you talk in pounds, I could help you out. I'm not really sure what 69 kilograms is, probably 145 pounds, I'm guessing. So you want to lose body fat. You want to go from 145 to, let's say, 135. And you want to build your glutes. What is my protein goal and exercises? All right. So for you to lose about 10 pounds and to build your glutes, how much protein should you get and what exercises should you do? So you want to get in around 140 grams of protein every day. Easy way to do that. Let's say you do a protein shake for breakfast. You do 6 ounces of a meat with vegetables for lunch, 6 ounces of meat with vegetables for dinner. The meat should be lean. So chicken breast, lean ground turkey, lean ground beef, lean steak, some type of white fish. But 6 ounces of that type of meat with some veggies for lunch and dinner, protein shake for breakfast. As a snack, do some fruit or a protein bar. Will give you enough protein. Next, what exercises should you do? You want to do exercises like barbell back squats, Bulgarian split squats. You can do walking lunges. You can do leg press. You can do hip thrust or glute bridges. You can do glute kickbacks. But I would pick 4 exercises. So I would probably recommend barbell back squats, Bulgarian split squats, hip thrusts, and glute kickbacks. I would do those 4 exercises twice a week. So Monday and Thursday. And I would lift heavy. Like, you want to train that muscle. You want to push it close to failure. Let's say I'm now up to my goal weight and I reintroduce what I usually eat, jasmine rice. Wouldn't the weight come back immediately? How do I maintain my goal weight? So to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. One of the easiest ways to be in a calorie deficit is to reduce the amount of carbs and fats that you're eating. Now, once you get to your goal weight and you want to maintain, now you no longer want to be in a calorie deficit. You want to be eating at your calorie maintenance. How do we do that? We reintroduce in moderation the carbs and the fats. So, for example, a lunch for me when trying to lose body fat is going to be 9 ounces of chicken breast and 4 cups of veggies. A meal for me for lunch to maintain would be 9 ounces of chicken breast, 4 cups of mixed veggies, 1 cup of rice, and half an avocado. So you can introduce the carbs and the fats into your diet. You just need to be wise and use portion control. If you start eating 5 cups of rice with your lunch and you start frying your food again, then you will gain the weight back. But if you add in carbs and fats that are prepared in a healthy manner, you will not gain the weight back, but that will have you at your maintenance. But you also should be tracking your calories as well, too. You also do not want to start introducing the junk food back into your diet. So, sorry, but no cookies, no chips, no ice cream. Healthy people don't eat like that on the regular. That's a once in the blue moon type of thing. How many calories should I consume? The way that you calculate how many calories you should consume is by going to a calorie calculator on Google. I'm 6'2". I'm 201 pounds, and I want to lose my stomach fat. How should I do it? The way that you lose your stomach fat is just by dropping body fat. The way that you drop body fat is by being in a calorie deficit. an example plan that I can give you that will guaranteed have you in a calorie deficit that would most likely help you get rid of that stomach fat and possibly give you a six-pack over the next 2 to 3 months would be this. Do 1 hour of cardio every day. That will boost the amount of calories that your body is burning. For breakfast, have a protein shake. Protein powder and sugar-free almond milk. That's it. No peanut butter, none of the extra stuff. For lunch and dinner, 9 ounces of chicken breast or any type of meat with 4 cups of vegetables. As a snack, snack on some fruit. Lift weights 3 days a week. That will help you melt body fat down, which results in you losing the stomach fat, which results in you getting a six-pack. You just have to do that consistently. Can you help me lose man boobs? The way that you lose man boobs, same exact thing. You lose your man boobs by dropping your body fat down. How do you drop your body fat down? By going into a calorie deficit. So the same exact thing that I just said to the other guy is exactly what you should do. Even though I'm in a calorie deficit, my macros go over. Does this matter? I don't even know what you mean by that. So you got to be a little bit more specific. Should I cut out carbs? I'm 18. I don't understand how you asked that question. Sorry. Do you have any tips? Thank you for your time and advice. I appreciate you. What's going on, Taylor? Even though I'm in a calorie, answer that one already. I don't know what that means. Can I use avocado or olive oil for cooking my meats and vegetables? Yes, you can. You just want to be mindful of how much oil you're adding to your food, because oil and avocado, these are fat sources. Fats have a lot of calories for not a lot of volume, which means you add a little bit too much oil and bam, you just added 500 calories to your meal. So I usually recommend using cooking spray whenever you're cooking your meats and vegetables. That's what I would recommend you do. Now, if you want to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil or avocado oil to your food with the purpose of taking in healthy fats, that is fine. But you should not be cooking with it indiscriminately. You want to be very wise with that, because if you just pour it on the pan or pour it on your veggies, you will ruin that meal, making it bad for fat loss. Do you get fatigued or hungry cutting out carbs? Initially, you will. Initially, yes. Now, what you do is you give yourself enough time, you get used to it. And if you know it's going to be a heavy workout day that's coming up, then you can introduce some carbs into your diet for that day. So I typically go to the gym at 12. If I know that I need some carbs in my system, I will either eat some carbs for my breakfast. So I might have like a slice of toast for breakfast, or for my dinner the night before, I'll have some carbs with my dinner. So that's how I like to do it. But to be honest with you, most people are not training at the intensity where you absolutely need carbs. This is more so like a preference type of thing. Eating carbs is a lot of our comfort zone. We grow up eating a lot of rice because of our culture, etc., whatever it is. So it's just, you're used to it. Do sweets hinder your weight loss, even if they are added into your calorie deficit? Is walking enough cardio? I walk 12,000 steps a day. As long as you are in a calorie deficit. So if you are following a meal plan and you are, let's say you're eating sweets on top of that, but you're still hitting the correct amount of calories, you'll be fine. You can still lose weight. Now, is walking enough cardio? You're walking 12,000 steps a day. It potentially could be. If you were a client of mine, I would tell you, yeah, walk 12,000 steps a day. Good job. But still, do your 30 to 60 minutes of cardio on top of that. But it all depends on the person and what their goal is. If you're like, hey, I need to lose 60 pounds of body fat ASAP, I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you intelligently, but I am going to push you. I am an insulin-dependent 46-year-old female. 170 is how much I weigh. I am active daily. I work 50 hours a week in the restaurant industry. I eat 1 meal a day. I want off meds and to be healthy. What's your advice? Work 50 hours a week in the restaurant industry. I eat 1 meal a day. I'm active daily. So I like the fact that you're active. How do you eat? Let's see. How do you eat? My biggest thing would be making sure that you are structuring your meals correctly. Now, one thing that is a red flag for me is when people say they eat 1 meal a day. Because most people, when they eat 1 meal a day, they're snacking on top of that. So that would be the two things I'd say. Make sure it would be eat more than 1 meal a day, eat 2 or 3 meals a day, and make sure your meals are structured as followed. You have a protein source, you have vegetables, and if you're going to be eating carbs, you just do the carbs in moderation. The next tip is this: do not eat carbs by itself. So it just shouldn't be like a whole plate of rice. It should be a little bit of rice, a lot of protein, a lot of veggies. That's going to keep the blood sugar more stable. Next would be make sure you're not snacking. And if you are snacking, I'd rather you eat 3 solid meals a day than you snack on a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That'd be it. And you're active, so that's good. What does a high protein daily meal plan look like as a vegetarian? So a high protein meal plan looks like as follows. You have 3 meals a day. Each one of those meals has 5 to 9 ounces of a protein source with veggies. When you're a vegetarian, you want to replace that animal-based protein source with a plant-based or a vegetarian-friendly protein source that you can eat. So you might want to eat tofu instead of chicken breast. All right. Now, vegetarian and vegan protein sources do not contain the same amount of protein as like animal-based protein sources. So the way that you bridge the gap is you still do your 3 meals a day, but you want to get in 1 or 2 plant-based protein shakes in as well. That'll boost up the amount of protein that you're getting and help you make sure you're hitting your protein goal. What is a simple weightlifting workout for those wanting to lose 100 plus pounds? Well, I got to say this first. Number one priority, if you're trying to lose 100 pounds, is meal plan. Number 2 would be getting in more physical activity or cardio, because that creates the calorie deficit. You're consistent with the cardio. You're consistent with eating in a calorie deficit. That is responsible for you losing the weight. You lifting weights, you're doing that so that you build muscle while you're losing the weight. So I would recommend doing compound movements, squats, lunges, push-ups, like rows. These are movements that require a lot of different moving parts, a lot of different muscles. So they strengthen more than one muscle at a time. So if you're a beginner and you want something simple, do those 4 exercises. Do a squat, a lunge, a press, right, which is you pressing. Do a pull, which is like a row. Like, you're using your back for the row. You're using your chest, shoulders, and triceps for the press. And also, you're doing the squats and the lunges, which is for like the lower body, legs, the glutes. And then do like a leg raise or a sit-up. Do something for the core as well, too. So just pick 5 exercises and just run that, rinse and repeat 3 days a week. So squat, lunge, leg raise, or a sit-up, pressing motion, which could be modified push-ups or like dumbbell rows for your back. I eat once a day. Only what should I eat for that 1 meal a day to give me everything I need to continue healthy weight loss? All right, so it's hard to get everything you need in 1 meal a day, right? Like, let's say I wanted to eat 1 meal a day, but I wanted to get in enough protein. I wanted to get in a good amount of healthy fats. I wanted to get in enough fiber and still be in a calorie deficit. I'd probably be eating like 16 ounces of it. I'd be eating 2 pounds of chicken breasts. I'd be eating 1 avocado and like 5 cups of mixed veggies. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get everything you want that you need in just 1 meal a day, though. But it would be the same. It'd be a lot of protein on that meal, some healthy fats, a lot of veggies. Hello, I'm a 63-year-old male. I weigh 318 and I have a bad back and I want to lose 100 pounds. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the meal plan. For your meal plan, do a protein shake for breakfast, do 8 ounces of chicken breast and veggies for lunch, do 8 ounces of chicken breast and veggies for dinner, and as a snack, do some fruit. Because you have a bad back, we got to be smart with the cardio that you're doing. 1 hour of cardio every day. That could be swimming. It could be walking. It could be the elliptical, or it could be the bike. We want to pick things that's not going to irritate the back. And for your weightlifting, you can use the machines at the gym. So you can do a chest press machine. You can do a leg press machine. You can do a back row machine and just run that plan consistently. I'd be weighing myself every day just to make sure we're making progress. No cheat meals, no cheat weekends, and you're going to be good. Salads or shakes, both are fine. If you're doing a salad, don't add any crazy amount of salad dressing. If you're doing a shake, protein powder, almond milk, don't add peanut butter and a whole lot of nonsense to it, because then you're going to spike the calories up. All right, so we've been live for about 40 minutes. I'm going to log off. I'm going to cut it here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 questions I'm going to get through just rapid fire. All right. How many calories should someone be eating? Okay. I don't answer calorie questions because you have to calculate that on your own. I'm not going to do that for you. Go to Google, type in calorie calculator, put in information, and that's going to calculate it for you. I want to build muscle. I'm a male. Sometimes I snack. Okay. I want to build muscle. I'm a male, 200 pounds. Sometimes I snack. Most time, 1 meal a day. Drink a lot of alcohol. Will gain 3 to 6. I will gain 3 to 6 days in the gym. Oh, you will go to the gym 3 to 6 days. I don't hear a question here. Is that one already? I am starting to hate veggies and meat, trying to eat the way you say, but hating food. So you want to switch up the vegetables that you're eating and switch up the meats that you're eating. So if you're doing chicken all the time, switch it up. Instead of chicken breast, do some steak. Every now and then, I'll tell my wife, babe, I don't want chicken today. Let's make some burgers with some low-calorie buns and eat that with some veggies. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's season the food a little differently. Just find ways to be creative. Instead of chicken breast, last night we had chicken wings. Get creative. Different seasonings, different sauces in moderation, of course. I'm in a calorie deficit. And you know what? Hold on. Let me go back to you, Jeanette. And then also, if you've been dieting for 8 weeks or 12 weeks straight, take a diet break, which means now instead of just eating lean meat and veggies, you can have meat, veggies, but more rice, some avocado as well, too. Instead of the lean meat like chicken breast, do chicken thighs. Instead of 96% lean ground beef, do 85% lean ground beef. Take a 2-week period where you eat at your calorie maintenance. Maybe you throw in a few more healthy alternatives to snacks, but you can eat more food, relax on the diet for 2 weeks, then go back into the deficit. That does wonders for your mind. Because I know what it's like to go through that diet fatigue where you're constantly in a calorie deficit and you're constantly being strict. So take a 2-week diet break if you've been doing this for a while. I'm in a calorie deficit as far as calories go, but my cholesterol, fats, and sodium go over the minimum amount when I'm tracking in my fitness pal. So are you saying your fats, cholesterol, and sodium are too high? Is that what you're saying? If it's too high, then just reduce the amount of fats, cholesterol, and sodium that you're eating. So that means pull back on the seasonings, use sodium-free seasonings, pull back on the amount of fats that you're eating, and just pick better food options. Hi, I was diagnosed with DDD. It's painful to walk or stand after 2 minutes. What can I do for exercise? Probably you can go to a gym and use the bike, I'm 5'10", 250 pounds. I was 386 pounds, but I still need to lose about 60 to 70 pounds more to be at my goal weight. I eat 1 meal a day. I do not snack at all, and I work out every day. Is that okay? Yeah, I mean, that sounds A-okay to me. My question is, will I gain muscle going to the gym 3 to 6 days a week? Yes, you'll gain. Yeah, that's more than enough time to go to gain muscle. You can go to the gym 3 days a week and gain muscle. Now, if you're going, you said you drink a lot of alcohol. That's the issue. You're drinking a lot of alcohol. I wouldn't do that. That's not smart if you're trying to build muscle. How do I get one-to-one? For one-to-one coaching, click the link in my bio and fill out that application, and we get on the call. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in here somewhere. If you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you're here on YouTube and Facebook, just comment the word coach in the comment section, and then I'll reach out to you and I'll like reply to your comment with the link to it. So just be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna actually drop the link in here, but that's it. We're pretty much done. Yes, walking in the pool is beneficial for exercise. Yeah. All right, everybody, that's it. Like I said, if you need a meal plan and a workout plan to get started on your own, where everything is laid out for you, all you got to do is download my fitness app. The name of my app is Better You, Better Society. It's on the Apple App Store. It's on the Google Play Store. It's $10 a year, not a month, a year. If you want one-on-one coaching, where you got somebody holding you accountable, making sure that we progressing week after week, then you can click the link for fitness coaching or click the link in my bio. It's somewhere around there, or you could comment the word coach in the comment section there. But other than that, peace out. And I appreciate everybody for spending their Sunday morning with me. God bless you all and take care.